Hi everyone. I think that I am officially live. It says that I'm live, but there's also one of those little pinwheels of of internet chaos. There it is. It's gone now. So I think that I am in fact live. I am so happy to be here with you. I am Andrea Donnelly, one of your Friday guest experts. I am a queen of the cosmos, a quantum sound and energy healer. I have been on a spiritual journey from the time I was born. For those of you who are familiar with my journey, some of you have heard me say this before, but I learned how to meditate when I was in high school as part of a pilot program that was done at the local medical school near where I grew up. I grew up in Massachusetts, and Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, who helped to really bring insight meditation into like a Western narrative and ideology, did his research. And when I was a senior in high school, I was 17, I think. I ended up getting enrolled into a program that was on treating anxiety and depression naturally. And we learned how to meditate, and it was a really interesting experience for me. I was always, I guess, like spiritually precocious in a lot of ways. Like, I was definitely the youngest person by a number of decades. In the group, and it really shifted things for me. It also really like opened me up to the fact that in a lot of ways I realized I had always been someone who had participated in a meditative practice. So this has been a very long journey. I'm going to be turning 43 next year, so I have certainly spent over 20, wow, it's now, I learned how to do that when I was around 17, so it's been about 25 years since I started working on both a meditative practice, and also I have been working on what my guides say is going to be, really, they're calling it the single most important thing that any one of us who is an empath, who is a star seed, who is someone who has a lot of empathy, a lot of psychic awareness, no matter where you are on your journey, whether you've been on the path like I have for, decades, or whether you're just starting the process now. But what I am being shown over and over and over again is this one of the techniques that I use as part of my daily practice, which is on shielding myself from external energies, whether it is energy coming from the collective, whether it is ancestral patterns that I have worked very hard to dismantle and break away from. We all know what it feels like. I sort of liken it to that feeling that a lot of us get if we're like watching the news or we pick up a newspaper, that like feeling of just like getting hit by a wall of anxiety. And it can feel hyper destabilizing. It can make it so we get literally paralyzed in fear. It can create a huge amount of self doubt. It can make it so that if you are on a spiritual path, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are someone who is really trying to hold a lot of light, not just for yourself, but for a community of people, it can start to be really destabilizing if your energetic field is not really like sealed up in a way, so that you are both shielded from things that are not yours and do not contribute to your highest good, but also remaining flexible and light and open to the things that are for you. So I have been working on crafting a technique that has really enabled me to be able to stay very grounded in my authenticity and my highest timeline. And I have a workshop coming up next week. I am so excited about it. Everyone who is enrolled so far is an absolute powerhouse. I have people who, like I have been, on a multi-decade long journey. I have people who are newer, who are just starting out. I have people from all walks of life who are going to be participating, and it's going to be a really powerful group of people. And the workshop is called Shielding Techniques, for star seeds, empaths, and future visionaries. luminaries, which every single person in Breathe to Succeed falls likely under all three of those umbrellas. So if you are a person who feels like you are, you know, waking up and expanding to more of your psychic powers and your abilities, and you feel overwhelmed by external energies, this workshop is for you. If you are someone who is looking to more deeply ground into feelings of safety as you express more and more of your truth and light, this is definitely for you. If you are someone who has been looking for techniques to really stabilize your energy and help you feel safe as the world continues to spin out into greater and greater chaos, this is definitely for you. One of the things that I have found is that by employing the method that I have crafted over time, it has changed my own life very, very, very dramatically. Some of you are familiar with my journey, some of you are not. But 2 years ago, I was literally disabled by chronic debilitating nerve pain. I had a back surgery in 2018. I have lost over 50 pounds and started a successful business in a very short window of time. And I have been able to employ these really big quantum leaps in my life in large part because of this shielding practice that I have. I had a really wild dream the other night that was about this workshop and about the way that it's going to end up affecting the people who participate. The short version of the dream is that I was at a party that was at the top of a building, so we had to take like an elevator to get up to this party. And while me and a bunch of people who were the participants in the workshop were at this party, all of this really dark energy materialized very quickly, because my human brain loves like a campy way of working out stress and anxiety. There were these demonic beings, essentially. For any of you who watched like Buffy or Angel, they had like a very like Buffy Angel vibe of like, you know, being like demons, but demons with like a lot of like makeup and like, you know, comical horns and whatever, but their energy was no good. And we were all in this party, and I knew that me and all of the participants who were going to be on this journey with me this coming Tuesday, that we needed to get out of there. And I knew that we would be able to get out of there quickly and safely and with a lot of grace and ease. And everyone was very worried. And I told everybody to take my hand. And I said, it's going to be okay. We're going to be able to get past all of these beings. And I knew that they wouldn't even be able to see us because of the way that I am shielded. And I told everyone to take my hands, and they did. And we literally, like, it was like the parting of the Red Sea. All of this negative energy literally moved out of our way, and we were able, it wasn't frantic at all. Like, we literally just like linked hands and walked out with it wasn't like crazy or frantic. There was no violence. It was just like very easy. And it was like all of this darkness literally could not see us. And we were able to get to the elevator and get out of there. Going to get a live attunement from me to help disconnect you from I've talked about, the collective agiton, fear, whatever your specific ancestral patterns are that sort of feed back into those loops of chaos and pain and anxiety and instability. So you're going to get a live attunement and energy healing from me as part of this workshop. And I'm also going to be teaching everyone who participates the technique that I use step by step. So we'll walk through it live as part of the workshop, and then you're also a recording, which you can listen to every day for the rest of your life if you want to. And you're also going to get a PDF that goes through like bulleted step by step of the process so that you will be able to, both as we move through the rest of this month and as we move into next year. Because again, what I'm being shown by my guides is that shielding yourself from these very big, stressful, chaotic external energies is going to become more and more important as the systems, right? We're witnessing like literal global collapse right now of all of the systems that we were told would keep us safe. Government, religion, health, like we are in the midst of a lot of very messy environmental issues. There's a lot happening around us, food shortages, you know, supply chain issues. And as we keep moving forward, employing this technique, this shielding technique that I am really excited to share with you is going to have a really big, it's going to have a big effect on all of our ability to be able to like stay safe and grounded, connected to our guidance. Because one of the things that happens when you are overwhelmed by those external energies, whether it's coming from, we'll say, like the news and, you know, the like general stuff in the air that is just like around us all the time, those like systems and patterns of fear and chaos and negativity, whether it's coming from ancestral stuff, codependency issues, anxiety, depression, PTSD, however they work themselves out. You know what I mean. Many of you know what I am talking about when I say that it can feel really incapacitating. It can start to feel really overwhelming. It can start to feel like you're literally paralyzed by self-doubt. It can feel like if you are a person who has been on a spiritual path or is just waking up to one, all of that external noise, as it were, can really, really, really affect your ability to hold space for yourself and to trust that you are doing the right things, right? The systems that we know do not encourage us to speak our spiritual truth, to be connected to the divine. And one of the things that I also do is really help to hold people in that energy so that you're able to see that your connection to the divine, your connection to your guides, your connection to your team is a really powerful truth, no matter what, you know, any external perspective believes. And to be able to hold your own line, hold your own ground, hold your own authenticity and truth, having those techniques, understanding how to shield yourself, understanding how to keep yourself really safe and protected from a spiritual perspective is going to be the most important thing that you can roll into next year with. So I can't wait. It's going to be super fun. December 14th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. It's going to be live on Zoom. Like I said, you're going to get a recording that you get to keep for the rest of your life. You'll get a live attunement and energy healing from me during the course of the workshop, and you also get a PDF with step-by-step instructions on this shielding technique that I have used for over 2 decades to really keep myself safe, as I have always been someone who has a very open crown. I am super psychic. I have been since I was a kid, and I can tell you that when I do actively employ my own methodology, it ends up making it so I'm able to like both hear and act on the guidance that I get. Because one of the things that happens, as I mentioned, is when you are caught in that like fear loop, in being too susceptible, as it were, as an empath, as someone who is spiritually and psychically awake, you end up getting barraged by a lot of negative energy, and that can make it really hard to not get completely paralyzed by fear. And so to be able to continue to speak your truth, in order to be able to trust that you are doing, you know, the things that you need to do to build new systems, to build new senses of community, to restore justice and beauty and truth to this planet, it is really important that you be shielding your light and your magic in some really profound, deep, new ways. So if you have any questions for me, go ahead and drop them here, or send me a message. And otherwise, the link to book or enroll, as it were, in the class on Tuesday will be here also. So sign up for it. It's going to be amazing. It really is a no-brainer. The price point for an hour and a half with me and a group of super powerful, badass women is going to it's a big no-brainer. So I hope to see you there live. I can't wait for it. I have been like really like tickled with anticipation for the past week, and I can't wait to do it. So I hope to see you there. And if you are not able to or don't feel compelled to do that, I also have new client Akashic soul exploration sessions, which are super fun, and you can also sign up for one of them if one-on-one type of personalized guidance to be able to learn more about your life path and your soul mission. That is one of my gifts, is that I can see everyone's like highest potential with an incredible level of clarity and insight. So yeah, treat yourself. It is the holiday season. I am also offering gift certificates, so if you wanted to get something for like a family member or a friend, right, you know, not everybody needs more physical stuff, but an experience can really help shift someone's capacity to hold space for themselves and the world around us. So I am here. Let me know if you want to talk more about the best way to work with me. And I love you and hope that you have a really amazing weekend full of joy and light and miracles.